Hey everybody, it's Rex the Dog, and I thought it would be cool today to kind of do a little bit of a introduction video. Even though we've been doing this channel for a few months, I thought it'd be cool to just kind of say a few things about me, and yeah, you can kind of get to know me more if you haven't been sort of following along with just sort of videos and live streams and gleaming information about me that way. So, I'm Rex the Dog. I'm the self-proclaimed king of the furries, as you may well know already. You may be a part of my kingdom. I'm a golden retriever. I live in mainland Europe, and I'm intending to sort of like travel around more as an idea of like more conventions and meeting new people, and so I'll try to communicate where those are so you can we can hang out if we're going to sort of the same places. I do really love traveling. I mean, a part of that is food. I really enjoy food. I love the Mediterranean diet that I eat, but I've got like a huge amount of time, obviously, for like Asian food. I'm a bit of a Garfield. If I had to pick, I'd probably go lasagna. Like, I do really love like a good lasagna. I've got a lot of hobbies. Right, maybe carpentry is a good one to start with. I like making things out of wood. And, specifically things I like making is, I learned from a bushcraft sort of standpoint initially, because I really love sort of anything outdoors and to do with camping and wild camping and things like that. But I've sort of moved into learning how to make guitars. So I'll make electric guitars. I also play guitar and, a few other instruments as well. I make skateboarding ramps. Half pipes and stuff like that. With skateboarding also being like something that's really important to me, that I do a lot. I travel around and there are mini ramp competitions and stuff like that. Sports in general are really important to me. I enjoy races. I'm preparing for a marathon at the moment. I'm swimming more because I want to kind of start fitting Ironmans into the future as well. So at the moment I'm swimming a lot to kind of build up my sea legs. Other sports I'm really big into is rock climbing, specifically bouldering. So I like and that kind of links in with the camping, going places, camping, doing some bouldering, doing some rock climbing. I'm also into boxing. I mean, you can maybe see I'm into boxing, specifically a lot of Muay Thai recently. So moving more into kickboxing, and so these are things I like to sort of mess around with, competing. I'm enjoying this whole YouTube thing. In terms of YouTube itself, I wouldn't say I watch a bunch of furry YouTubers. I'd say my all-time favorite YouTube channels is a close race between, I'd say, Todd in the Shadows. It's a really good sort of like pop music historian channel. I find it really interesting, his sort of like takes on things and stuff like that. I enjoy loads of different genres of music. I find that YouTube channel really interesting. And Internet Common Etiquette, I think that's a really, good sort of like all-time channel for, talking about a lot of the weird stuff that happens in this kind of Web 2.0 space. Furries that kind of inspire me, so stuff kind of talking about within the fandom. Anything that's kind of got that like DIY, like graffiti, we're building something, we're making something, indie game developers, that punk rock ethic, anybody who's out there just like making stuff, I think is really cool. And that's what I really like about the furry fandom, is the aspect of it which is so closely linked with punk rock, and the idea of just like building things, and like we don't have a space, so we make the space. So I anything like that's really cool. Video games. Yeah, I kind of mentioned like, indie developers are being really badass in punk rock. I like video games a lot. I play a bunch of different types of video games. I'm a big console gamer, and I've been one of these like weirdos who's bought every console that's came out as they come out. Some of them been duds. You're talking to a former Atari Jaguar owner. You're talking to a Dreamcast griever. But I've got a big time for loads of games, and a lot of my taste does originate from those sort of like Japanese console games of the past. So I've got a big lot of time for Final Fantasy games, you know, mascot platformers like Sonic the Hedgehog, or 3D more recent ones, you know, that I really get into. I'm a big fighting game guy. I grew up in arcade culture, so I really like fighting games, and I still participate in like local FGC things and stuff like that. But really, I'll try out anything, and I'm diving more into indie games now, and I'm a lot of creativity in that space and real punk rock ethic. So cool for me, right? Yeah, talking about games more, I like to play Magic the Gathering, specifically Commander. I like TCGs a lot. I think Yu-Gi-Oh's cool. I think Pokemon's cool. I think they're all cool. But the one I play and the one I mess around with is I mess around with MTG, specifically Commander, and I go to like local Commander nights, and I've got strong desires to sort of bring together furries for maybe some like fur meets where we play Magic the Gathering and stuff like that. I'm a golden retriever, but I got a pet rat, who I love very, very much. She's a handful. She doesn't exactly... We're growing on each other. There's a period where she didn't really like me. She didn't really like anyone. But there's still a lot of love there between me and my pet rat. Generally, just sticking with that sort of like punk rock ethic. I love trying new things, and I'll get into new projects like all the time. You know, sometimes I'll be like, oh, you know, I'm writing a lot of music, or I'm getting into poetry, or I'm trying to draw more, or spray painting. I'm getting interested in the idea of game developing and you know, kind of putting my own thing out there. I would love there to be more pieces of art attached to my name that I can put out there. I think it's cool to be making these videos, but I would like to be somebody who could say, oh, here's my album, or here's my book of poems, or here's my visual novel, or here's my arcade shooter, or whatever the hell. But I love trying new things. I love watching TV. I think if I had to go for like a show, maybe I'd say the X-Files. I think there's a lot of like creativity and cool stuff in that show, and I'm really nostalgic for it. But I check out a lot of new things that come out, and I've got a big time for, like, obviously with a lot of people in the fandom, I've got a lot of time for, you know, classic cartoons and modern cartoons as well, but I do think Looney Tunes are just like hella funny. Movies, I'm a big Star Wars guy. I would capitalize that with Star Wars, the classic Star Wars. I think that's just like a beautiful, fun fairy tale I could put on any time. I love all the Disney movies. The Disney Renaissance movies I think are incredible. I think films like Sleeping Beauty have incredible art direction and music and incredible painted backgrounds, which are amazing. I like loads of genres of movies. You know, I think movies like, you know, Before Sunrise are incredibly romantic, and I also have a huge taste for horror. Whether it's, you know, kind of really goofy and schlocky like Evil Dead, or, you know, Italian horror films by, you know, like Fulci and stuff like that, Dario Argento. I like all the slashes. I like loads of stuff, but horrors just came to my mind right now. My favorite Pokemon's Sudowoodo, and hopefully I can get to know you guys a lot more, and I love responding to the questions and the community that gets built around posting these videos. I make these videos and I do these live streams of various different things to talk to people and to socialize and to put myself out there in this sort of community. But yeah, that's me. Hopefully you stick around and watch some of my videos. The old ones are really bad and the new ones are getting better. So I hope you stick around. I live stream quite a lot. I like to play video games, but I'm looking, I have big ideas for things I want to do. As maybe you can see from all my different hobbies and interests I've talked about, and I really feel that's just scratching the surface. But I have a lot of ideas related to those things and other things that interest me to kind of mess around with in the future in this space. So if you hang around, that'd be really cool, and hopefully you can be one of the people I get to know, because I talk to you all the time in the comments or in chat, in live stream or stuff like that. But if there's any of those things I've talked about that you want to talk about, I mean, like, you know, comment, get in touch with me, man. And maybe even share a couple of things about you so I can kind of get to know you as well, and we can sort of, you know, showcase each other. But I thought, you know, this is kind of an overdue video, and I just wanted to make a video right now. Sometimes I just want to like sit down and make a video. And I wanted to make this, but it was lovely to talk to you all, and I'll see you soon. Hopefully in the comments, hopefully in the live streams, or any of the other stuff that's in the links. I'll see you later. Bye bye bye.